What is going on, guys? This is Yix here at Magnet Crypto, back again with another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a market breakdown, looking at some of the altcoins, Bitcoin, and some of the decentralized exchanges to see what is going on with their price action and to see what's going to happen in the next few days. So stick around and let's get straight to it. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the market and see what's going on. So today, or literally just now, actually in the last hour or so, Bitcoin has broken down from a falling wedge. Now normally this pattern would indicate a break to the upside, so this is counter to what we're expecting. However, this could very well be a fake out, so we'll have to see if price continues or if it actually turns around and then flips to the upside. That is also a possibility. Bitcoin does like to fake out quite a lot to make sure, traders are on edge at all times. It seems it's got a life of its own. So let's see if this actually continues as time goes on. But we're still very bullish with Bitcoin. We literally are only about 2,000 short of the 50k target. So that will be hit very, very soon. So since the breakout in the last few days, it's looking quite bullish. So it's not going to go too far down in my opinion. But let's keep an eye on it to see if this chart pattern actually reverses and flips the other way. Looking at Ethereum actually, similar to Bitcoin, performed very well in the last few days. Now, if you saw my last market breakdown, I did show this Fibonacci sequence. This rejection from the 50% led to that breakout to all-time highs up to 1,800. Now, similar to Bitcoin, this could be a short move to the downside. We're still looking at targets of 1,877 and then the almighty $2,000 and beyond. So this could just be a short retrace before we actually go on the offense. XRP today actually was doing very well until the last few hours. It got all the way up to 51 or 52, 54 cents, so it did very well. Now, I did mention the Ellie wave theory. Until this very hour, it was above this trend line that I drew since the pump and dump situation. So at the moment, it was rejected from this trend line. Still, a lot of people are trying to sell. But if we can actually manage to close above it, then this will definitely put more credibility behind the move of this Ellie wave theory. This being a wave 3. All in all, if we move to the weekly, we can see it a lot more clearer. So the initial wave 1, which is formed with 5 waves, consisting of 5 waves. So you have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the correction. And now we are, which is wave 2. Now we're in potentially wave 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hopefully we can see 5 breaking past the previous high. So we'll keep an eye on that. For the moment, it's still looking alright. If you look at this as a chart pattern, you can actually see a symmetrical triangle forming right here. If you use the black line as a downsloping counter trend line, and this red line as the trend line, this is forming a symmetrical triangle. So potentially, we could have an XRP breakout very, very soon. So do keep an eye out for that. Very bullish for XRP. Link has been doing very well. As you can see, there's a rising wedge. Now, in my opinion, when you have a break to the upside and you see a rising wedge, it's not the best pattern in my opinion, but it's still within it. So if we can see a break out to the upside, then for sure we can see, let's see if we can measure this. Either it will be this small break to the upside that will take us above $30 to about $36. We did manage to, we were just shy of touching $30 in today's price action, but for sure, if it breaks to the upside, we could potentially see $35, which would be very, very bullish for Link. As mentioned in the previous video, potentially we could be in this somewhat of a pause between this long rally. So it's still in this blue square, so we will have to see if it actually leads to a massive breakout towards $50. moving on, so I wanted to talk about the decentralized exchanges because I saw a very interesting chart pattern, especially with 1 inch, and that was a head and shoulders chart pattern, and it's actually broken past the neckline, which is of course a bearish indication. So we have the left shoulder, the head in the middle, and the right shoulder, and this is the neckline. It's broken to the downside for the moment, so on the daily, and if it actually confirms, then we could potentially see some further downside. Now, to measure this potential move, we would take it from the head towards the neckline and then take it to the breakout area, which will be here. If this confirms and it keeps going down, then we may see $3.80 being hit, or potentially halfway, which could be about where these wicks are, basically about $4.30. That's what it's looking at the moment. It does make sense, to be honest. If you look at the price action, even just for the last few weeks, it's been exponential, 285%, and that's for the last 2 weeks. If you go a bit further, at about 22 days, you have almost 5x return. So it does need to give back some of its gains for it to continue on going higher. So this does make a lot of sense. Let's move over to Sushi Swap. A mate of mine was making fun of me saying that. It's a bit of a tongue twister for me. Similar to 1inch, it's giving back some of its gains. So it got rejected from its all-time high, and it's now trying to recover and try to break past it. Potentially, I could see it break down further. As you saw, this beautiful curve trend line, it's been respected, somewhat of a parabolic curve trend line. When these get broken, it tends to lead to a bit of a strong correction. So we could see a correction down towards the previous high at $9 or $8.90 or $9. Potentially, I could see that happening. Or if this is just a short move, you can also think of this as resistance and this as an ascending trend line. It could be somewhat of an ascending trend line right here, and if it breaks to the upside, it could be a strong move to the upside. So we'll have to keep an eye on which way it wants to go. But at the moment, it's testing resistance, so that is a good sign for sure. We'll have a quick look at Ocean. It was actually doing very well today until literally, I think maybe it heard that I was making a video, so it decided to turn around. But Ocean was testing the $1 region, 94 cents. It's very, very close to finally breaching the $1 region. But there's a lot of selling happening with Ocean, which is quite frustrating to see. A lot of volatility, as you can see, with all the wicks, and that's even on the weekly. But for sure, we've already broken past the key resistance at 62 cents and also 53 cents. So it is in price discovery mode. However, it has not kicked into full fifth gear just yet. So we need to see that push on. So one thing I wanted to mention about, before actually I mentioned that it's a bit of a meme, bit of a funny thing. Cardano is absolutely smashing it. Now, on the USD pairing, the all-time high is about $1.30. So let's actually have a look at that so we can see where the next resistance is, because I think the resistance is literally around the corner. Yeah, so resistance is at 96 cents or just shy of $1, but Cardano has been absolutely killing it. I've been covering it for a while now, since this breakout over here, and since that level at around 10 cents, it's gone up almost 800%. That's absolutely insane. Cardano is really smashing it at the moment. If you haven't gotten some Cardano, there's still time, I think. Once we smash all-time high, which is very, very soon, then really $5, I can see that being hit in this bull run. That's the conservative target for Cardano. From this level, from this point over here, $5 would be about 3x, really, a bit more than that, about 5x. So It's a very reliable project, and I would definitely I have it in my portfolio. If you're looking obviously for higher returns, then Cardano might not be for you, but it's definitely a strong project with a great leader and a lot of hype behind it. So having Cardano in your portfolio is definitely a wise move. But there is resistance coming up soon, so I can see that turning around potentially now or around 96 cents. Sometimes people take profits early on, and sometimes they just wait a little bit until it gets past it before the sell orders start kicking in. So now onto the bit of a joke part of this, and that's Pancake Swap. I don't know if you remember, but in the previous video I mentioned two decentralized exchanges which just sounded like absolute meme coins, and that was Pancake Swap, which has now got the second highest 24-hour volume of 642 million. Absolutely insane. You just can't make this up in crypto. And Burger Swap was the other one that I mentioned, which is I thought was just an absolute joke. But of course, you know, all the other meme coins, they have funny names, but they're still very successful. But for me personally, that was the reason why I overlooked it when it first started to break out, all these decentralized exchanges, because I thought they were just jokes. I'm like, what is this? This can't be serious. However, they're doing very, very well now. Still time to invest in these decentralized exchanges. I've mentioned already that I'm in SUSHI Swap and 1inch. So there's still time. But of course, you're not going to make exponential gains if you jump in right now. So Pancake Swap is actually the #1 AMM and yield farm on the Binance Smart Chain. So that is essentially its USB, the fact that it's on the Binance Smart Chain, so very low fees. So if you want to get into Pancake Swap, then by all means. So that'll be all for this video. It was just a quick market breakdown. Hope you got some value from that, and see you in the next video. Peace.